Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Tenga Warriors 2-pack. This is a fan channel exclusive, and I just got mine, so I'm excited to show you guys. So, the first Tenga Warrior figure is really damn good. Really good. Like, kudos to Hasbro on releasing such an awesome figure, doing some cool paint apps on it, like the metallic green and the feathers and things like that. Some really cool things. They kind of duplicated it into this 2-pack and given us two different versions of a Tenga Warrior. Here's the tricky thing. This Tenga Warrior looks just like the movie, the Tengu from the movie. In the show, I thought, and I'd have to go back and look at pictures and video and stuff. I thought in the show they had more of a dark, like gray or black armor on. This 2-pack is very different. Like, it's kind of odd. And at some point during some kind of interview or fan stream or something, the folks over at Hasbro, somebody said that this 2-pack, these Tenga Warriors, are based on the movie. Now, that doesn't sound right, because I'm pretty sure they had like black feathers and things in the movie and then wore the purple, just like this. Now, these ones are different and weird, and I honestly don't know what the colorway inspiration was for these two. It's odd. They're really cool still, but it just doesn't really look right in terms of like source material from the show. Now, if there's something from the comics, please guys, let me know in the comments below if maybe these might look like a Boom Studios comic book versions, because I don't know, because they are different. The two that we get are very different, very different, and we get dedicated accessories for each set because the skin tones of like the hands, feet, and face are different from each other. Their feather colors are different from each other. Their armor colors are different from each other. Like, everything about these two figures are actually very different. This one has like a blue base for the feathers. This one has a gray base, and then the additional coloring to the figure is blue, and then this one, it's green. There's just crazy differences between the two, and even from the very first one. So to build out an army of Tenga, this is a nice set. It's just weird because it's like, where does it fit? Were they from the movie? There's no way, right? Were they from the show? There's no way, right? So it's kind of crazy, but these are really good figures, and it's cool that you get a 2-pack so you can quickly, easily army build, and the fact that these two are different is pretty crazy. Looking at the box, it was a very hefty, heavy box, because these things are not light, but you can see the two Tenga. We get some really nice artwork there, but my bright light is kind of taken away, but looks really good. We get actually the same artwork there on the side, which is cool. Looking at the back of the package, you can see all of the crazy accessories. Essentially the same accessories that the single release came with, except we don't have that egg piece. So each one does come with a lightning effect. Each one does have an extra set of hands, so they have the open hands on the figure, and then each one comes with a set of fists. And again, they're unique to each one because they have different skin color. So these hands and these hands are different. You get like a greenish color and a gray color. So they are different. And then they each have the two different sets of wings. So like this one, I put on the longer wings here. And then on this one, I put on the shorter wing set. So yeah, two different versions. Pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and get the box out of the way, and let's go ahead and take a closer look at these two figures, because there's some crazy details and stuff going on. And then the fact that each one is actually different, we gotta go through and look at each one individually and stuff. When it comes to the articulation, I'll quickly go over it. I won't swap out all the wings and stuff because, you know, each one has a different set on there now. But we'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time with this 2-pack, and I've already blown through 4.5 minutes. So let's go ahead and get right into the closer looks and zoom in. Okay, so here is the first Tenga Warrior, and as you can see, this one is the one that has like the greenish hue to it. It almost reminds me of like a plastic that is like a glow-in-the-dark color, where it just has the slightest green hue to it. It's not glow-in-the-dark, is it? No, it's not glow-in-the-dark. Of course, why would it be glow-in-the-dark? So that is the skin tone color on here. They do have an articulated beak, and as you can see on this beak, we get this like metallic greenish aquamarine turquoise color, and then into a goldish color. Now that gold essentially matches the weathering on the armor, as you can see, like the metallic gold paint through the armor there on the torso, here on the shoulder pads, and then on the shin guards as well, and that looks really good. The shin guards are like a bluish color. This base, feather base, is this gray color, and then the armor base is this bluish color. We get this nice metallic blue paint on there added for the wings. You get that blue metallic paint added as some shading there on the legs. And then there's a tiny bit right at the top of the head into the hair, and then along this feather plume collar piece right there. So that is the first Tenga. And now we'll take a look at the other Tenga, and you could see some of the differences. Even the beaks are different. The skin tone is different. So this one just has a normal gray color. Like, look at the hands. You could see the different colors in the hands, right? So it's pretty crazy. So looking at the second Tenga, oh, you know what? Let me take another look at their eyes. Are their eyes the same color? The eyes are actually the same color. So they kind of have like this goldish color. But looking at this beak, it's more of a gold beak into a silver color at the end of the beak. This one, it's articulated, but this one doesn't want to open up as much. I don't want to break it, but that one, it does open, just doesn't want to open up as much. But anyway, you see how we get to the silver at the end of the beak? That essentially, it matches the weathering color on this Tenga. The tricky thing is his base armor is a gray color. The feather base color is blue, but the armor is a gray color. So the tricky thing is the silver weathering throughout the armor is not nearly as noticeable when you have a gold color over blue versus a silver color over gray. Maybe they should have done the gold on this one and the silver on the other one. I don't know if it would really make that much of a difference, but I think it would help get it to stand out a little bit more. So silver in there, right here on the shins, essentially the same place as the other figure, just different colors. We get metallic green color added to the feathers here, the collar piece here, a little bit in the hair, and then the feathers, you could see, get that metallic green color. So those are the differences between the two Tenga. But man, they are very awesome and detailed in terms of the sculpt and everything. When the first one came out, I was all over it and loved it. I think it was one of my top figures for the year. These ones, because it's basically straight repaints, wouldn't really qualify or anything like that. But a solid 2-pack for sure to help build out your Tenga army. But let's quickly run through the articulation of one of the figures. I think this colorway is actually going to be my favorite of these two. I still like the black and purple a lot more, but, I just wanted to point that out. But anyway, Tenga, you can get the Tenga to look up that much, which kind of helps a little bit in flying poses, and then you can kind of lean him back a little bit. Looking down is a little bit of a challenge. As you can see, just kind of comes to a stop there. You can do a little bit of rotation, which does give it some crazy pivot going on in there, which is good. The shoulder can go straight on out. You can do a full rotation. You just have to really watch out for the armor in there, but you can do it. There is a butterfly joint. It doesn't give you a whole lot of range, but it does help a little bit going back that way, and then coming forward for a little bit of crossbody, can a little bit. Again, these wing pieces are all keyed to fit in a certain spot, and they will tell you left or right, so you know which arm it is going to connect to. Whoops. It would help if I would actually try and port it in correctly. There is the upper bicep swivel. These guys do get a single jointed elbow, which gives you a perfect 90-degree bend, and then you can go, straight out with their arm. Oops. These things can come off a little bit easy if you start moving them around. You don't want to really pop these in and out too much, because then it really starts to loosen it. So you do want to be careful when kind of maneuvering that around. Wrists swivel, and they do have the standard horizontal hinge. The same goes for the fists. The upper torso diaphragm cut. You can get him to tilt to his left that much. You can get him to tilt to his right that much, which is pretty good. I'm going to switch over because it's actually easier with the shorter wings to show you guys this. So the diaphragm cut, getting all kinds of motion. Going back just on that diaphragm alone gets that much going back. Coming forward, you get that much forward just on that diaphragm alone. But there is the inverted ab, so going back total gives you that much. Coming forward total gives you that much, and that is pretty good. No waist swivel, of course, because we have that diaphragm cut, which gives us the swivel there, and that works out really well. Legs go out that far apart. You can kick forward that much. There is a double jointed knee, an upper thigh cut. Let's get back to that knee. Gives you that much bend there. Not a huge amount, just about 90 degrees, but they are very bulky. There are pins at the arm and on the knee, because again, this is an older body mold before Power Rangers figures went pinless. The ankle ball actually has a swivel on it. You get a hinge down a little bit, but the armor really gets in the way. You get some hinge going up, but not a huge amount. Ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So really good articulation on these guys to kind of get him into some flight poses, as if he's kind of flapping his wings or just kind of getting into some fighting poses and things like that. But now let's go ahead and see all three Tenga Warrior right next to each other so you can truly see the variety that we now have. Okay, so here are our variety of Tenga Warrior. You guys let me know down in the comments below, which one do you like the most? I still really like the original release, the black and purple. When I think of Tenga, that's the look that I really think of, not these two. And again, I still don't really know where these two come from, what inspired the design, or if this was some creative freedom that Hasbro took to give us, you know, variances in the design of them. And to kind of change it up. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. Okay, so I did double check in the show. So the purple is definitely movie based, and I don't think they'll say it. And I think there's some legalities between if some of the figures can truly be movie based or not. But like the morphers are, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I would hope that we would get like the movie Mighty Morphin suits, like those plastic chunky looking things. I would like to get those movie figures. Why not? The Tengu in the movies, this Tenga looks like it could be the Tengu. Now in the show, I feel like, and I don't know if it's the poor quality video quality and resolution of the show, but I feel like it's almost a mix between these two. Like it almost has probably more of a darker gray. It could be, I guess, kind of this bluish color. But I feel like the feathers are definitely black, and then it has more of a gray armor piece. So I don't know that any of these are truly accurate when it comes to the show. This one I would say is truly accurate to the movie. Even the beak, the gold in the beak and the purple and things like that. But it's just kind of funky. So I can't really understand where these two came from. I truly can't. It's cool that there's some, you know, differences, and we can kind of see, you know, if you have an army, you can have a bunch that look differently, and you could swap out like the wings. So you could have like the green with long wings, the blue with short wings. So you could have like 4 different ones there, plus the black and purple. You can do long wing, short wing, and then you can have like a bunch of different Tenga Warrior army, if that's what you wanted to do. But still an odd one. But I actually do really like the figures, and the colors that they chose are pretty cool. I just wish that the silver over gray wasn't necessarily the case. But I like them. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Tenga 3-pack? If you know where the inspiration of these two truly comes from, I'm very curious. You guys let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.